Hey everybody, it's Mark Ruggiero here, Clark Commando 1983, and it's September 26th, Thursday, about I don't know, 11:30 at night. Seems like that's my MO now for making videos because the cancer's just whatever. It is what it is, right? So, anyways, I'm excited to bring you this video. Little out of order. But another top 10 list I thought I would do. And this is probably going to title this like Mark's Top 10 Gaming Memories or Exciting Moments or stuff I will never forget. Um, well, as long as I'm able, right? But these are the kind of moments that I'm not going to show pictures of the games because, like you said, I mean, my God, I'm learning GMD for the people and I can't even shuffle cards anymore. I had to come up with an alternate way to shuffle cards because my damn hands just won't cooperate. So, a long story short, but I'm still playing, okay? And I figured it out. So, if I can do it, you can do it. Get a game out and play it. But, anyways, if you like this, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing more top 10 lists. I'm going to be knock on wood, things willing, get to my learn to play after action report, Ragnar Sims Juno, which I'm like 3 weeks behind now on. But hey, it is what it is, right? I'm doing best I can one day at a time. So I do want to share with you these moments, and I forgot, I think it was Alan, oh my God, Alan, you're going to shoot me, Dickerson suggested it. May have been my buddy Scott from high school. And I thought, what a great idea. I'm doing these top 10 lists. I got more to do. Seems like people like listening to me banter about it. And I enjoy sharing them. It helps me, really helps me when I am awake. It just is a distraction from my battle. So that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending the next, we'll see how long this goes. And hopefully, well, that will be a surprise for later. I'm going to do a different video on that. So forget that. So most memorable moments in my wargaming journey, which if you haven't watched the other videos, started in 1975. I never stopped gaming. There were periods in my life when it slowed down for sure. But I never, ever, ever completely dropped out. I mean, this journey's been wonderful and it's been continuous, and I love it, and I'm going to do it till the end. So, anyways, that being said, so Avalon Hill Bismarck, the 1979 edition with the wonderful Jack Green design, not the original big old thick box. This was the one. I forgot, but I know it came out 79, had an advanced, basically miniature rules for resolving the naval combat, which were phenomenal. I still got the game up on my shelf. You can't see it, but it's behind me. I'll never sell it. I just think it's a wonderful game. And boy, would I love to try to play it again. So anyways, this took place, I was in high school, so never forget the moment. I don't remember the exact date. But I was in high school. Me and my buddy Scott Bell was doing a sleepover at his house, and we busted out Bismarck. And we said, hey, let's play Bismarck, and we did the like historical scenario, and we said, hey, let's try the advanced combat system. So, anyways, I played the Germans. My buddy Scott played the Allies. And here's why it's so memorable. Okay. Just like the odds of this happening, I don't know what the freaking odds are, but the whole game was memorable. I'll just tell you how it ended. It ended with me, the Bismarck, getting sunk as I almost made it back to the port in France. But that's not the memorable moment. The memorable moment was when the Bismarck and the Prinz Eugen met the Hood. And God, what was the other ship? But it was a historical matchup, basically. And we are at extreme range, okay? And I forgot if you remember, it had the range things in it. Get the battle set up, and we start shooting at each other. And lo and behold, what happens? I kid you not. Oh my God! I have pictures to this day. I got the exact die rolls I needed with a long range, high trajectory plunging shot that hit the hood. Got the die rolls, whatever it was I needed. Penetrated the deck armor. Went into the ammo dump, and you know, sadly for the Allies, the hood blew up. Just like historical. Like, and I forgot what the odds are getting that, whether it was decent, horrible, whatever. It doesn't matter. That memory, just wow, really stands out. And then I do remember I broke out in the Atlantic. I mean, I don't remember if I actually did much damage or what happened, but like I said, I was heading back to Brest, I believe it was, or St. Nazaire, I can't remember. And I almost got there for the win. And Scott, I think, came in and somehow he disabled me, and that was it. And what stunk was the weather went to crap like the next turn. So if he wouldn't have closed with me and this and that, I would have made it, but I didn't. So once again, so that's Avalon Hill Bismarck, 1979, has the blue cover with the Bismarck on the front. What a great memory. So number two was back in, I want to say, the mid to maybe late 90s. And at the time, I lived in Sacramento, California. And being the war game organizer that I've always been, I started up a meetup, and, it was once a month, and it was great. But my big memory from that was me, Greg Gallagher, Greg Passmore. Dang it, we had one other player, and I can't remember his name, but there were four of us. And we worked out a way, and it was great. Played from like 9 in the morning until about midnight to get a scenario done. But advanced squad leader red barricades. And, I got to tell you, over a period of months, we played probably four complete campaigns of that, switching sides, and I don't have like a specific moment in that I remember, but that whole experience really stands out. I mean, to this day, I still play ASL. It's been a little while, but once you've done four full campaigns of Red Barricades, you get embedded into quite a bit of the rules. So all these years later, my rules lookup is, I'm not a good player, but it's minimal. So, but anyways, that's number two. Number three. So Battle Line Games, aka became Avalon Hill, which they did a good job with it, and Flat Top. Wow, I still got it, both Battle Line and the Avalon Hill version. Flat Top, Craig Taylor design, phenomenal. This game, just wonderful. And a memory that really stands out. And if you watch some of my other videos, I don't have a very good relationship with my father, but I'll give him credit for this. We were back in Boston. I was about 14, 15 years old. And we were visiting relatives in Massachusetts. And we went to Quincy Market, which, by the way, has great clams. There's never been, oh my God, I'd die for a plate of New England fried whole clams. But it would kill me too right now. So, but that being said, there was a Quincy Market had a hobby shop or something. And I saw this game, Flat Top. Battle Line had the flat top with the rising sun flag on it, I think it's called. And my memory from that is that, and I'll give my father credit, he tried, is we bought it. He bought it for me. And I was so excited when I got back to my grandmother's house. And back in Massachusetts, I live in California now. They have basements. and she had a pool table. And mine, I can almost picture walking down those stairs and the layout. And I remember, man, 15 years old, I'm there to visit relatives, and there I am laying out flat top. And I actually got my dad to play. I don't remember the scenario or anything, but it's a really fun memory. And, over the years, the game has provided hours and hours of just a blast. I recommend it highly. It's just a great game. Um, so that's three. Number four, Victory Games Hell's Highway. I'll just say this. Don't remember who I was playing, honestly, but the memory is this. Playing Victory Games Hell's Highway, and here comes the 30th Corps tumbling down the road, and I have this German anti-tank unit, and I forgot the scale of the game, honestly, but it was a pretty small unit. And it was at a bridge in Nijmegen, and I think it was, yeah, and here's why it's such a memory that kind of stands out in my mind. That little sucker, and the odds were totally against it happening, held out for a few turns, and it should never have. And it was just epic. It was like one of those deals where, whatever, I was getting the best die roll and the allies were getting the worst, or, I don't remember the exact details, but man, what an epic memory, especially in a kid's head. I want to say there again, my teenage years. And what a lot of fun. Number five, Ted Racier, one of my favorite designers. You'll probably hear about that. But the Barbarossa series from GMT Games. And I've been going to GMT West. I mean, I've missed a couple here and there. And I'm getting ready, hopefully, to go in October again. Fingers crossed. But I've been going to that since the first one. And the epic memory I have from that is when the Barbarossa series started coming out, and people know I like big games. I like, but it's one of my favorite series. And we played, we would play these combined games of it. 6 players, Army Group, North, Center, and South. Played for the whole 4-day weekend. And just phenomenal time. And I always enjoyed it, whether I was playing the Russians or the Germans. And always had a good time playing it. Still one of my favorites. Can't see it, but I actually, around the corner here, still have the whole series. I'll never get rid of it. The new Army Group Center, wow, what a package. I hope I get to play it before I check out. But I wanted to share that. No favorite, but and the moments are just so many, because we did it for a few years like that, and if I remember right, it was like we started with Army Group Center, and then when I think it was South came out next, we added that, and then North, and then like every year and eventually we did at least 2 years, we did all 3 games hooked up. And it's not made for that. There's ways to do it. Really great. Never added Typhoon, but I always tried to play the Russians or the Germans in Army Group South. That's my favorite one out of the group. But anyways, that was a great moment. Okay, number 6 involves my high school buddy Scott Bell again. So hey, Scott, if you're watching, squad leader. It was 621, and I'll never forget it. We played it at his house on a sleepover, and I was in high school. Did a lot of this in high school. And we set up Hill 621. He may not remember, but I remember us. We played it on the floor. The front of there, I think they had a fireplace in their house. I had some memory of it. Not the fireplace wasn't going, but that's where we played because we didn't have table space. I think he had Struggle of Nations set up on his dining table or something. And, Hill 621 squad leader, or even an advanced squad leader. But Scott, it was epic. I remember playing the Germans, and you charging across those boards with a bajillion squads and the T-34s and just desperate defense, but just a classic scenario. A great memory, brother, of me and you playing it, just having a great time. All right, so number 7, and I know I'm not like digging into super details on this, but I'm trying to get through it so you don't have to spend a whole bunch of time here, but I'm enjoying doing this. Thank you for watching if you're still with me. Number 7, one of my favorite games too, that I don't know if did it make my top 10, I don't remember. I could go back, look at my notes, but I'm not gonna. But GMT's World at War. Now, I want to share this story. So GMT World at War is fairly complex game that covers the war in Europe and the war in the Pacific. It's all set up much better than Third Reich. Sorry, it really is. Much better than the Advanced Third Reich and the Rising Sun. In fact, my opinion is if you're going to spend the time to learn those, you might as well learn World at War because the complexity actually is less with World at War than I think it was called Rising Sun that Avalon Hill did. But anyways, you enjoy your journey, whatever it is, okay? So, but World at War, I want to share with you. So, 2011, the game came out. I bought it right up my alley. Global warfare, complex. Oh yeah, I'm going to learn it. Me and Charles Ryder, we're learning it, and we got to a point where I think we finally understood it. And then he moved to San Diego. I love you, Charles. I'll see you soon at GMT West. And honestly, I kind of gave up on it because I was like, I don't really want to. So I think the second printing or second edition came out, and I might have my years mixed up a little bit, came out in 2013. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I bought another copy, dug my head into it. And by the way, if you want to learn it, on the World at War site, the designer's done great videos. You don't have to go through what I went through. But here's the memory. So 2017, I'm like, man, I've been playing the solitaire. I think I got it figured out. And I had been looking at going to the WBC. Excuse me. Sorry, that's the cancer. WBC, World Board Gaming Championship. You happen to not be familiar. In Pennsylvania, held at the Seven Spring Resort, about a little over an hour outside of Pittsburgh. And I had debated for a long time. Do I want to go to WBC? It's all tournaments. And tournaments aren't my thing, but I really wanted to play it against some people. So I said, all right, I'm going. So in 2017, why does it stand out? Met really good quality. Brian Jocelyn, I don't know if Brian watches my videos. His son, Mike Jocelyn. We had another guy from Washington, Lord help me, can't remember his name, and myself, and did I have somebody else with me that year? I don't remember. But what an experience. It was so wonderful. Every year I've gone, and I went up until last year because of my cancer. I bring new players, always get my butt kicked, but that first one with Brian and them, people were so helpful, and it was reason it really stands out in my mind. It's a whole week of playing a game that I love. I actually found out I had about 95% of the rules correct, so that was good, right? And it's quote unquote a tournament, but just what a wonderful group of people. Bruce Harper, the designer, Chris Goldfarb does the World at War module. A guy, Steve, that he passed away, I think, a couple of years ago. But I share in that as a general experience. It was wonderful. It really was. And yes, I got my ass beat like usual, but got to introduce some new people to the hobby, and I had a great time. And every year I went, I really enjoyed it. Doubt I'll ever make it back, sadly. I couldn't go this year. And, well, we'll see. One day at a time, right? So Oh, yeah. Another squad leader memory. Now, in high school, my buddy Edmund Matheny, Scott Bell, Pete Roth, and Tom Henniker, we would spend our summers and, you know, unless I was out chasing girls or something, but we would spend our summers playing Advanced D&D First, Second Edition. We played Third Reich and Squad Leader, and just always great summers. Just playing games, hanging out with your friends, right? Doing things. Total nerds. Yeah, that's okay. It was wonderful. Um, uh, but Edmund, who was a couple years older than us, and I love you, Edmund. I know you're going through some of your own struggles right now. Would always come up with these like just imaginative stuff. And I'll never forget this. You know, we show up and we met at Pete's house most of the time. Sadly, we've all lost touch with Pete. We have no idea where he's at. But um, uh, squad leader with like the Russians, the Americans, and the Germans going against a red dragon defending a hill. Okay? Like, it doesn't get much more crazier than that. I don't remember much of the detail, but I remember what a blast. It was so much fun. And I'm going to cheat and squeeze in another memory from those days in here. Squad leader, we played all the way through GI Anvil of Victory. And like I've said earlier, I play ASL now. But in the general had an article about double blind. So we played that. And I don't remember how much, but I know we did it a few times. And it was a great experience. And anyways, one memory I really have is that I was playing a scenario. I was the Germans, and I had a tank or something on a hill. And in the double blind rules, which I don't remember, but anyways, you know, the Edmund was our referee. I'm pretty sure could have been Pete, but I'm pretty sure it was Edmund. He says, "Oh, you spot this American tank coming out cresting the hill, and now it's heading down the hill." And by GI, they had introduced like mods for how many movement points, you know, were spent, like in your line of sight, and may have been. But I'll never forget, I took a shot and I killed that tank. Oh my God. It was like an amazing shot. But, anyways, I cheated, didn't I? All right. So that was number 8 and A and B. Okay, number 9. This is an ode to a gaming experience and to my friend and designer extraordinaire Dean Essig, who passed away um, recently. And I recently, well, I guess about a little over a year ago now, you can go look in my playlist. I did a Learn to Play After Action report of MMP's Line of Battle, which is Regimental Civil War, did Last Chance for Victory the first day, which is Gettysburg. And I'm sharing that because Dean and I will never get rid of the message thread that we have on it, but it was so helpful. I'm doing those videos. The game's not super complex, but there's, a little bit of things in there that I had questions on. And Dean was so helpful in me doing that. And, if you ever do happen to go watch the video series, I make corrections as I go and things like that. And that was all thanks to Dean, who not only helped me with that. I mean, I've never met the man in person, but had a great relationship with him, and he's going to get mentioned in my top 10 designer list for sure. But super helpful, and I remember I bought literally the first game they came out with the gamers way back. So, anyways, Line of Battle, Dean Essig's help with my Learn to Play After Action report. All right. So number 10, and these are, and by the way, if you're still with me, in no particular order. I should have stated that at the beginning, but I used to play a lot of World in Flames, a lot. Final edition. I have the new deluxe edition all clipped and ready to go. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but I have the magnetized map and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I played a lot of World in Flames until about 14 years ago. And one of my fondest memories, and I have a bunch because I played with a group, it's about 30 minutes from me that still plays. It's the only game they play. But, if you've played World in Flames, it's a great sandbox game. I mean, I know I'm a huge fan of Axis Empire's Ultimate Edition. The World in Flames is a totally different experience than either that or World at War. But anyways, big fond memory. So fairly new to the group, playing the Italians. And if you know much about the game, it's barring certain things, like almost impossible to take Gibraltar. Well, I was determined to take it. So I did my builds in such a way that I had an Italian Marine unit. And I remember I was able to get like this 1-to-1 attack on it. And we used what's called the 2d10 system. So odds are a modifier, and then you have these other die roll modifiers. And I had to roll with 2 10-sided dice. I'll launch my invasion. And everybody's looking at me like, okay, Mark, are you retarded? Like, you're just going to lose your shit. It's never going to happen. And I was like, I'm a gambler. Don't ever forget that when you play me. And anyways, I needed to roll like, I think a 19 and a 20 or something, right, to be successful. And lo and behold, what I do? I rolled a 20. And so my mighty Italians took Gibraltar and went on to help make the Mediterranean an Italian lake. So, and I'm sure the ultimate outcome of the game, I don't remember, but I remember that, boy. And that was fun. And I'm like, you know what? When I play games, I've said it before, I lose most of the time. I don't play to the strengths. I play to have fun. And sometimes I do some crazy stuff if the payoff's enough. And to me, that was, ooh, I got a shot. I'm going to do it. I mean, hell, if I lost, I lost. And, but anyways, thanks for sharing the last almost half hour with me. I'll have more to come. I love you all. Thank you so much.